These niggas are dumb. Like, they like to mind fuck us girls, and like, I'm not to be mind fucked or be played with. Like, if you're not buying me new things, you're not sending me a Cash App, Apple Pay, or a motherfucking Zelle. Like, you're not paying for these nails. Like, I don't want nothing to eat, nigga. I already ate. I was full before I got here. Like, all this texting, good morning, beautiful, good morning, love, and good morning. No, bitch. The fuck you mean? My phone should be saying, I should have payments notifications coming in. Well, it look like a trick to you. Where did you think you were, dog? I'm a bitch that like nice things, and if you're not giving me motherfucking nice things, you got to go. Bitch, I'm a bill collector. I call, my thumb's working, I'm collecting the money from you. Thanks. Fuck you thought this was, stupid? I'm not on motherfucking, I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for a nice few things, you know, nice.
All right, here's one that's actually sponsored by Young Grizzly. Oh, this video has been sponsored by your man, Young Grizzly. If you need computer services, please hit him up. Anyhow, this is, like the title says, in the video actually shows, have tricks gone on strike? You look at a 3, obviously she's a 3. And she's treating everybody like they're sugar daddies and they're Johns. And she's a 3 on video, demanding payment. Now, when I was young, a chick like her couldn't demand payment. She'd have to give payment. Anybody you mess with her. Like Rom says, this is, well, that really she's an acculturated prostitute whose mask is slipping. That's what's happening. And back in the day, man, even guys that tricked on chicks, as long as you're respectful and as long as you gave them the girlfriend experience, you could get something. You get a little here, a little there, as long as it didn't get too crazy, because you weren't worth that. But you got women that think that they're prettier than they are. They're worth more than they are. And you get women like this, man, that think that their coochie is a rare commodity, and it's not. Especially in the black community. Dick is much rarer in the black community than pussy is. But like I said, that is what I call bitch mathematics. Reality doesn't matter. In bitch mathematics, 1 + 1 = 5. You look at Steph Co. You look at Kim Foster for Harriet, right? These are 4s. They think they're 7s. Why do you think Kevin said you can't use 7? Get women that are 3s that think they're 7s. I put on makeup, I put on a wig, I pulled together an outfit, and all of a sudden, I'm not average at best anymore. And it filters down to this chick's one. Like they said, they want, like I said in my last video, they want 9 results. They want 8 results. And they're 3s. This chick is obviously a 3. And she's screaming at guys like she's an 8, demanding that her sugar daddies pay up. An 8 would not holler at men like that. And at some point, even tricks find their nuts. At some point, tricks say, the guys that do trick are the guys that do deal with women like this, because obviously she's screaming at you like that. That's in her, and she believes that you're a trick instead of a boyfriend. Like C Boogie said, the nerve of these Negroes. Like, black community is bizarro land, right? In China, that would never fly. In the Asian community, that would never fly. Bitch, you're a 3. How dare you demand 8 treatment? I don't know why the 8. Well, you know what? A lot of these 8s, 9s, and 10s actually to get support actually co-sign this shit because they don't want to get attacked. Even though if they're going for the same man, those 8s, 9s, and 10s would get very vicious. Let a 3 go after a millionaire and try to get him and have a shot at him. All of a sudden, The gloves will come off with those 8, 9s, and 10s. Trust and believe. I've had an 8. And trust and believe, you step to their man and say, no, bitch, you're a 3. That's probably what Kim Foster did when she got cussed out by that 7. Who you think you are? You can't come here and step to my man like that, like you a 10. You're not. You're back in your place. And what happens if there's no trick support for these chicks like this, man? Like you heard her screaming. Screaming at guys. They want to fuck for free because guess what? You should be free. You're a 1973 Pinto. You're not a 2023 Mercedes. Hell, you're not even a 2010 Mercedes. Hell, you're not even a 2005 Toyota Camry. You're a 1973 Pinto, demanding Mercedes prices because social media has gotten you so deluded that you think you're worth more than you are. What do you think guys are going to do? You think they're going to pay it? But what you're turning tricks and guys that are beta guys, as Alan Roger Curry said, the beta male revolution. Right? You're turning them into monks. No self-respecting trick is going to overpay for a 3 because you make matters worse. You turn people that would normally be humble and had to have a nice attitude into monsters like this, supported by other 3s. They think they're worth more because social media says if you put on a wig and you put on a dress and you can pull a guy that's making a certain amount of money, instead of being grateful, you think that's what you deserve until you get dropped and you find out that you were lucky to get that guy in the first place. That's what a lot of women are finding out. You were lucky to get that guy in the first place. You're lucky to have a guy to come see you and touch you up, even to come by and call you or text you. What happens when the text and call stop? What happens when the thirst runs out? That's the problem with social media. A woman can get a text or somebody sliding their DMs and they think it's worth something, but it's not real life. But she can brag to her girls and screenshot it and send 4 or 5 DMs and then she thinks she's a star. But she can't translate that to real life, to real hookups. So many times an IG model has been flown out and then flown back because you're not what you look like in those pictures. So what happens? We already had the beta male revolution, right? Because that's what they're complaining about now. Alan Roger Curry was actually prescient about the beta male revolution. When beta male guys, price got too high and there wasn't enough respect, juice was not worth the squeeze and they just checked out. Now you have a whole industry trying to get these guys back on board and it's not working. And what happens in the transactional sphere where the tricks, the unofficial tricks reside, especially in these stressful financial times, right? They're going to say, I can't afford this kind of recreation anymore because a lot of these hoes forgot that they were actually recreation and not a necessity. They think they're dealing dope and drugs instead of recreation. You might love to go to Disneyland or Disney World or name your theme park or favorite bar. What happens when you don't have no money? You stop going. What happens to those bars and those parks? They go out of business. What happens when all these supposed hoes that these tricks were actually supporting dump them back onto the market? Price is going to go down. I've seen this before. Where these chicks get dumped back onto the market and the price plummets. The price is already plummeting. That's why she's screaming. So what we're having is the trick apocalypse. Where the tricks are saying, fuck it. I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log. I'd rather invest into my games, invest into my social media, invest into my friends online, and invest in some free porn and some lube. Just like women got vibrators, men got lube and porn. And they're pissed that men are not incentivized by pussy anymore. Because guess what? The juice is not worth the squeeze. And most guys, man, prostitutes can be a dime a dozen. You can turn this whole nation into a brothel if you really wanted to. But guys really want to be cared for and have feminine attention and feminine love. They want that. That's what they really want. Sex is a byproduct. If you turn this into a brothel, basically sex will become a commodity really quickly. Trust and believe I know. Came up in the crack era. It becomes a commodity. I'm gonna spend $5, get my rocks off and go home. And start to ruin relationships because Women can't use sex as a tool anymore. What happens when sex is no longer a carrot and it becomes a stick? They're facing that now because guys are checking out at a rapid rate. And women are not able to plug themselves in and keep things going. What happens in the world, in a society when the men check out? Well, hopefully we never have to find out. Anyhow, that's all I got for this one. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.